you wanted a stimulant, if you wanted to put something foreign into your body, like all the other good kids, it would just be booze. Hopefully you wouldn't drink and drive. Nowadays, at least in Colorado, they do something a little more safe, a little more out there for us boomers. They smoke marijuana. We had a family reunion and I was surprised to see some of the next generation glad to be in Colorado so they could partake. And while I shake my head internally, the thought occurs to me, how different is marijuana from alcohol? It's hard to make an argument that in substance they're really not the same. They just have different effects, different consequences. One of my kids I told, I think you'd be a better human being if you didn't rely on outside substances to stimulate you, to keep you from being anxious. He in turn suggested to me that I might be a better human being if I eat vegan for a month. Have you ever eaten vegan? Me neither. Come August 1st, he's given up his things. I'm giving up my thing. I have a feeling we'll both be much the better for it. Paul talks about vegetables. He talks about the weaker Christians thinking you can only eat vegetables because they were trying to avoid meat that had been sacrificed in the temples before going to marketplace, meat sacrificed to idols. And these weaker Christians thought they were compromising if they would eat such meat, where the more mature Christians knew that if they gave thanks, that all of it was good from God's perspective. I remember teaching pastors in Myanmar about how to exegete or how to interpret scripture and wanted to come up with an example of something that wasn't applicable today, but we still had to figure out a modern principle. The non-applicable teaching was that of food sacrificed to idols. And I asked them, hey, what's a modern equivalent in Myanmar to Paul's discussion of this food sacrificed to idols? And they nervously looked at each other because that was the very thing they were arguing about and was causing division. Do they eat the meat that has been offered for sacrifice by the Buddhist priests down there? Or do they abstain to show their devotion to God? I think I forgot how big and complex the world actually is. I think I tend to be a little bit hung up on things that are more culturally sensitive for my generation than for the current generation, when the bigger issue is are you following Jesus? Are you being transformed? Are you becoming free? Certainly free from alcohol, certainly free from marijuana, free from coffee. That's crazy talk.